Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we are currently fighting Finland. It took us a little bit to get here, so they got a little bit of territory, but we've kind of chased them back almost to their original borders here. Our attacks down here, not going so well, and I'm wondering what the situation on that is. Okay, I mean, we could definitely use some additional supply down here, but we've got this going in. This is probably fine, right? It's probably fine. I'm just looking at their fighting strength, and I'm thinking, that's been whittled down quite a bit. And we're pushing okay in the north. We're going to have reinforcements coming in very soon. I think it's okay. We are very negative on our political power because we keep having the bad demonstrations event from low war support. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Unfortunate, though, we've definitely rolled badly on getting that 3 times in the last episode, and that's a lot of political power. That was like 360 political power, so painful, for sure. But we'll just continue to slowly push in here. We're not making the fastest progress, and this is due to poor supply on this front. Absolutely. But it's fine for the moment. We can come up over this direction. And let's see here. Yeah, we need to get supplies pushed out to this front a little bit further. That's really all there is to it. So at this point, we're kind of just waiting on this supply hub to finish up and, you know, this autosave. There we go. And we're just going to check in here. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit over a month before that's done. Sure. We might have pushed in by then, to be honest. We are successfully pushing towards Oulu, and if we take this, then that would give us a supply hub here, which would be a big deal. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. Okay, our draft reform did indeed prove effective, so that's good. That brought our war support up to 44%, so that's something anyway. So we're continuing to push in out over this way. If we look at their supply setup, we can see we'd have to take here in order to get supplies in this area. And honestly, that's probably fine. We can probably do that. But we'll just give it a moment here. So that's fine. I'm not going to directly order an attack here. Looks like it's automatically happening. So we'll keep an eye on that, and hopefully that ends up being taken pretty soon. That would be great. Okay, so we just took Oulu here, and that is a huge deal for us. So this naval base here is going to get motorized, and that's going to get supplies to a lot of additional areas out over this way. So that is absolutely fantastic. And it looks like they're heavily fortifying their supply hub here. I mean, they're moving a lot of forces into it, and that's absolutely the right call. They should be doing that. However, we're now pressuring their capital, and we've got supplies right down over here. So that seems great. I do want to make sure that we've got rail line at level 5 going up there, and we do. So that is absolutely fine. Nothing needing to happen there. Sounds great. So we'll just slowly continue to push in here. We're not in any rush at all for this. So this is absolutely fine as it is. We should be able to take over their capital fairly easily here, and we've just got them slowly on the run. We're just grinding away at this. Nothing stunning in terms of, like, breakthroughs here, but that's fine. We don't need it. Their capital's about to fall, and if their capital falls here, they may capitulate. They do have this victory point, but I think that's the only one. Autosave is blocking me from finding out. Okay. Yes, that is the only remaining victory point now that their capital has fallen. I would not be surprised if they capitulate. Oh, there is one over here, too. Hang on. Where's their capital? Because we just took their capital. Where did their capital move to? Do they have territory we don't know about? Maybe. I suppose that's theoretically possible. But if they do, we definitely don't know about it. Well, we're going to take another victory point here. There we go. And we're going to take yet another victory point here. We're currently moving in here. So, I mean, they're in full collapse at this point. Just waiting until we get there. There we go. And now they capitulate. Okay, beautiful. So we're, of course, going to take all of Azerbaijan. And we're going to take all of Finland as well. So that looks perfect. We will submit those demands, and that will give us everything we can possibly get. So we will exit this. Okay. So now that that's completed, that gives us an in up over here. We can start buying up Sweden, and that is fantastic. So that, of course, means that we should go through and save up some political power here. We see our war support immediately jump up to 64%, and that's because we're no longer in an offensive war. So that is absolutely fine. I want to check infrastructure up here. It's good. Anti-air. We could use some anti-air here. And what about in Azerbaijan? We're good, looks like. Okay. So that's absolutely fine. We are going to need some coastal forts, so we'll get some of that going. Only 2, though. And then some civilian factories, potentially. It looks like we're good to go on that. Okay. Beautiful. Next up, I want to check in on coring. Now, I don't think we're currently coring anything. And the question is, do we want to save up political power for coring? We just had a big political power hit, right? And we need to save up political power to start up a new justification. So I think for now, I'm going to say we just can't really afford to do a coring this episode. Maybe next episode. But for now, I do want to start up in Bulgaria. So if we justified here, that would cost us 25 political power. We'll get that going. And then, of course, we can use our political power for purchases. So we can head down over this way. So we're just not coring this episode because of that 360 deficit, right? So we'll try to buy Southwest Australia from American Australia. We got it. Western Aragon from the Communist States of America. I think we got that too. Yes, we did. Fantastic. Cordoba? Yes. Beautiful. Asturias. Looks like a yes. Fantastic. We're out of political power for now. We're auto-saving as well, and we're actually about to get the political power to buy one more thing, and I would like to buy up more of Spain, if we can. What do we get? Yes. Excellent. Okay, so with that in mind, we need to definitely build some infrastructure if there's any to build. None in Spain, but there is some in Australia to build. There's also some anti-air out over here. Okay, and any in Spain? Yes. There is anti-air to build in Spain. So that looks good. There are also some coastal forts here to do, and then we'll have to do quite a number of civilian factories for all those purchases. So that's absolutely fine. We'll just make our way straight on through here. Let's see. We need to head down over this way. Click on that accurately instead of missing it. That would usually help. And let's just head on through Asia at this point real quick. There we go. Let's check in on Australia. Yes, there is some work to be done there. And in North America. Looks good. And South America is fine. Okay. So that all looks good for the moment. Oh, the game was paused. I did not intend for the game to be paused during that, but sure. So that's absolutely fine. The question is, how long is this justification? I think it was 125 days. Yeah. So that's going to be a while. No doubt about it. That's going to take some time. So that's understood. I do want to continue to do purchases here. So this is our list of purchases. It's fairly lengthy at this moment, but we're going to be running out of new purchases to make in Europe very soon, other than the Swedish avenue that we just opened up. Australia, there's not that many to purchase. And then South America, there's still quite a lot to do in. So that's definitely noted. We can try to buy South Australia. And we succeeded. Excellent. Northern Territory next. And we got it. Excellent. And then next we would go for Queensland. It's the list is just ordered in such a way that we apparently are very interested in buying all of Australia. Chile is fighting Chile, and that's absolutely wild. No one could have ever predicted such an event, for sure. So we're just going to get our infrastructure built there, our anti-air going. And then, of course, we're going to need quite a lot of coastal fort as we go through this. Turns out Australia does have some coastline on it. Considering it's an island, I suppose that should not be surprising. So we're just going to go up through here and get all that queued up. We are probably going to want to take a break from purchasing for a little bit to allow our political power to build up and spend some time building some land forts, is what I'm thinking. Because I saw that we were building land forts during our war there, and yeah, it looks like our land fort is no longer queued up. So we've got full land forts constructed. I'm just going to queue them in Australia. We cannot build them in Central Australia, so that's, you know, noted. But we're just going to make our way through this. There we go. So this is going to be quite a lot of little states up here, actually. Or not really states, but a lot of little locations to build these in. Okay, I kind of expected these states to have fewer territories in them. Interesting. But that's absolutely fine. We'll just make our way through this. That, of course, just means that it's going to take that much longer to get through all of this queuing, and that's good. We like that. That is a good thing, because that'll keep our civilian factories occupied for a while. We're kind of struggling with things for them to do, and there's only a finite amount of things for them to do. So that's going to be problematic eventually. But it's not problematic yet, and by the time it becomes problematic, we'll probably end the series. So that seems okay. We missed a land fort there, apparently. And let's just get these queued up over here. Okay. Is that a location that we can build? No, it is not. Okay, so that'll do for now, and let's go back to purchasing at this point. So, Salamanca is fine. We can definitely go for that. Do we get it? It looks like it. Yep, we got it. Fantastic. North Queensland. No, they don't want to give us North Queensland. Okay. How about Southwest Queensland? They do want to give us that. Okay, sure. Okay, so more of the French commune up over here. Excellent. And now the next in the list is Sao Paulo. Surprisingly, they gave us that. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely doing well this time. So this is more of Iberia, but the Communist States of America did not want to give us that. French Commune, not interested. Okay. We'll give it one more day tick here, and we'll see if we can buy a little bit more of Germany. Yes, we can. Fantastic. Okay, so infrastructure is going to go in up over here and down here as well. What about in... This is impassable, right? Yeah. What about over in Australia? We can definitely get some infrastructure built there. Perfect. And some anti-air going in here. Excellent. Now what about coastal fort? Did we get any of that? Actually, we did. So we'll get some coastal fort going in there. And up over here as well, there's a teeny tiny amount of coast that we got. Okay. I want to get zoomed more in here, but we've got an autosave going on. There we go. And then in Australia? No, that was all inland. Okay, noted. So, of course, next up is the civilian factories, of which there will be quite a number because we were pretty successful on that acquisition spree. So that is absolutely great. An Iranian operative. Is there still an Iran? I was under the impression we had fully taken them over, but okay. Maybe there is still an Iran. Maybe they're doing like a government in exile or something. I don't know. Okay, so let's just finish up here in Europe. There's not too much left to put in there. Looks like we missed a spot up here and down here. And these as well. Okay, Africa, we've got a couple to build in. South America, definitely some to build here. And this as well. There we go. And then up in North America. Not all that much to do there. Cool. So there's all that good to go. In theory. Anyway. So next up, our list continues. We're making good progress through it, though. We will run out of territory in mainland Europe here very, very soon. So next up would be some South American territory that we would, of course, be delighted to get. Excellent. Okay. So far, we're doing well here. Very well. Okay. Sweden doesn't want to sell us land. Fair enough. American Spain said no. Who else is going to say no to us? Well, American Spain as well. Okay, that's fine for now. And I kind of didn't keep very good track of where these were at. They were kind of all over the place. So we just kind of need to check the usual suspects, I think. Okay. There we go. So no actual infrastructure to be built. We could certainly build some anti-air in some locations. Not up here, though. I don't actually. Hang on. Right here. Once the autosave is done. There we go. That'll do. And then anything down over here? No. Okay. So the anti-air was already pretty thoroughly built. There is some land forts, or rather coastal forts, that need to be built. I think I missed a spot up over here. Yeah. Okay, so that looks good. And then I don't think we got anything in Australia. What about down here? No, that was all inland. Okay, sounds good. Civilian factory time. So there's South America done. And that should be North America done as well. Can definitely see there's one down in Australia. There we go. Yes, we are definitely questioning the motives of Bulgaria. They are extremely threatening to us. As you can see, when they're completely surrounded by us and a fraction of our power. Absolutely. They're incredibly threatening. Their posturing has absolutely angered us. Definitely. So there's Africa done, and Europe is pretty much done as well. So that'll do for now, and we can do more purchases while we're waiting on this. But how long on Bulgaria's justification? Actually, this is only 11 days. Okay. So we're going to be launching that very, very soon. And do we even need a plan here? The plan is just attack, I feel like. I'm probably just going to order a move to their capital. It's going to be a bit tough. They're in mountainous terrain, and they're going to be very dug in. But I think it'll be fine. Eventually, anyway. I mean, they're completely surrounded. They're going to have a tough time, for sure. So this is going to be done now, and let's go ahead and declare this. Who's going to join them, if anyone? No one is going to join them, at least as of yet. So let's go ahead and declare this. And I'm going to grab this entire army. I'm just going to tell them, move to the capital. Most of these attacks are probably going to fail. We'll see how it goes. Hey, look, there's a war in Chile. Okay, so as expected, most of these attacks are indeed failing. We're not terribly surprised about that one. And the question is, are they going to make their own attacks here without orders? Kind of looks like no, doesn't it? So I'm going to grab our army that's here, and I'm going to tell them to offensive line here, but honestly, I don't like that offensive line. What if we offensive lined like that? It's a wacky offensive line. Hi, console. It doesn't even really show us anything, but we're launching attacks now. So that's something anyway. Are these guys set to aggressively attack? Okay, that's what I want. Aggressively attack. So that'll be fine. That looks good. Okay, so we shouldn't need to do anything else there. And next up, I do want to start a justification on our next target. So let's go into factions map mode. We can see basically everyone in Europe is part of the Allies, except for the Netherlands. So there's that. And then, of course, there is the Northern People's Union here, and the Norwegian People's Republic and Norway. out over here. Yeah, so that's all a thing. We could definitely start cleaning up some of that. So if we went over here, actually, yeah, if we went over here and started justifying on these guys, we'll just get going on that. That sounds good. So, how are things going in Bulgaria? Well, this is about what I expected to see, to be honest. They're very dug in here. So this is definitely going to be a little bit on the rough side, but we're making progress. We're absolutely making progress here, so I think this is fine. Yeah, I'm not very concerned about this. While that's happening, we can just continue working on purchases. So next up is going to be trying to buy up some of Portugal. We'll see what we get. Excellent. Anything else in Portugal? Yes? Can we get more of Portugal? Not that one. Okay. What about Porto? No. Okay, we can try to buy Brittany from the French. And then Normandy. They don't want to give us Normandy. Okay, so now everything else in this list is currently in South America. Ah, that changed on me. Hang on. There we go. That's back to what we want. And this has opened up a lot of additional purchase opportunities in Brazil. So we'll see what we get here. A lot of this is going on cooldown, and that's absolutely fine. Okay. We've just bought some territory from Chile. Hilarious. And now we need to get these constructions done. So infrastructure on these new areas is, of course, top priority. Looks like over in our European acquisitions, we're doing just fine. So that looks okay. Next up would be anti-air down over here. Anything in Europe? Actually, yes, we do need to build over in Europe some anti-air. That looks good. There's going to be a lot of coastal fort here. So we're just going to do something about like this. And then the autosave will hit. Okay. There we go. And then any coastal territory down here? Yes, actually. There we go. Next up, civilian factories. And there will be a decent number of those because we did get a pretty good amount of land out of all of that. So that is magnificent. I keep thinking that we need to build in the outback, and we just don't. Okay, so we are, or rather we can't build in the outback. I would love to build in the outback, to be clear, but we can't. It is considered impassable at this time. And I don't think there's anything we can do to change that. Okay, so we need to continue to build civilian factories all throughout here. And, oh, this war with Bulgaria is over. Okay. So select all of Macedonia here, and we will submit these demands. We can't get anything else out of this, so we'll confirm and exit. So there's that finished up. Fantastic. And I'm going to order all of these lads to just make their way up over here. So that's this army. And we are currently justifying on these guys, I believe. And then this army. Come on over here. And then they are a much easier attack line for us. So we'll just tell them to attack like this. Okay, so they're on their way in there. And I believe, were we still working on any civilian factories? Yes, we were. Okay, when we were rudely interrupted by Bulgaria surrendering. Very rude of them. Okay, excellent. So that's all good. And next up, of course, more purchases. Most of this is in South America at this point. In fact, all of this is in South America. So we can try to buy Amazonas. And I'm not surprised that they gave us that. That is deeply, deeply unsurprising. We'll try to buy more of Brazil. Yeah, excellent. We're making good progress through Brazil here. Unwilling to part with their land there. Fair enough. What else do we have here? Cool. So that's all we got, and that's fine. We're going to get some infrastructure put up here. This is impassable? Okay. That's a little bit awkward that this is impassable, but sure. And we'll just get the anti-air put in there, and then coastal forts. Kind of hilarious that we don't have to coastal fort the entire river basin. I like it. It'd be awkward if we did have to, of course. So, civilian factories are actually very significant down over here. Quite a number of them going in there. What about in North America? There's one. There is exactly one. Okay, and then Asia, not too many needing to be queued up here, actually. There are a few. But that was not a lot of factories, surprisingly. Okay, so that looks good, but it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we will continue to consume various continents. Now, are we just waiting on, okay, French and American Australia here, so we can't get these states? That's understood. We're able to get this one, though. This one's on cooldown, so we're going to have to do that. But as I said, it is time to put a cut in, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will continue to gobble this up. We are reaching the end of the list, but we're not there yet. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge, Jeskiel, Rornaz, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.